Okay, let's put some of those exponent rules that we just learned into practice. And we want exact simplified form for our answers. When we have 7 cubed, that's equal to 7 times 7 times 7. But mathematicians being lazy, we're like, I don't want to write 7 3 times. So we make it 7 cubed. If you do 7 cubed in your calculator. Some of them have the exponent button. Some of them are, like I just wrote up here, some of them will make you do 7. Let's see, it does x to the n, and then 3. Any one of those could show up in your calculator, but we're going to do 7 to the third, and you should get 343 as your answer. When we have 2 to the negative 4, we are going to have to move him to make him positive. It becomes 1 all over. 2 to the positive 4, because we're moving what side of the fraction it's on. And 2 to the fourth is 2 times itself 4 times. And 2 to the fourth gets us 16. You can also do this in your calculator by taking 2 to the negative 4 and convert back to a fraction. When we do the next one, we have negative 8 to the 1/2. And you can put this in your calculator, but you need to be careful how you put it in your calculator. Make it negative 8, and then your exponent button, whatever your exponent button is. Make sure that you do 1 divided by 2 unless it shows up as a vertical fraction where you have 1 over 2. Now, the other rule that we have when you have a fractional exponent is that the bottom becomes an index on a radical, and we would have negative 8 to the first on the inside. Regardless of how you enter this in your calculator, if you do the radical form that I just wrote, or the form with the parentheses and fractional exponent, it winds up being undefined. That's what your calculators say, or it will yell at you because not a real number. So right now, you need to know that it's not a real number. That undefined will show up in your calculator, but you need to know it's not a real number because the square root of negative 8 is not going to get us a real number. We can't multiply anything by itself to get a negative 8. When we have 6 to the 0, remember anything to the 0 power is 1. Next one, if you use your calculator, remember again, you need to take the 1/2 in the parentheses. So you're going to do 16 to the 1 divided by 4 in your calculator. This is the same thing as the 4th root of 16 to the first, if I were to rewrite it. I don't care how you put this into your calculator, but you should be getting 2, because if we take 2 times itself 4 times, so 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, you should get 16. So 16 to the 1/4 gets us back to 2. But if we have a negative 16 to the 1/4, so when you plug this into your calculator this time, make sure you put parentheses around the negative 16, and that'll be to the 1/4. This is also the same thing as the 4th root of negative 16 to the first. We have a negative under the radical, and we have an even number on the outside of the radical. That's again going to get us not a real number. If you plugged this into your calculator and you got -2, it's because you did not put parentheses around that -16. Those parentheses are crazy important. Don't forget them. Make sure that you are comfortable with your calculator. If you are not comfortable with your calculator, make sure that you contact your instructor to get help. The nicest calculators to use are TI 83 or 84 plus. That's TI. Or if you don't want to spend the money on those, if you go to desmos.com/scientific or download the Desmos app on your phone. Either one of those will work.